Hello boys and girls, this is Undershield of course, and welcome to the very first episode of a Real Talk where I will give you my opinion on one or several topics with no bullshit. And of course, this is just my opinion, that doesn't mean it's fact. I might very well be wrong in my opinions, and I might even change my opinions on a daily basis, depending how I feel and so on and so forth. So you have been warned, this is only for entertainment purposes, this is not fact, okay? Just my freaking opinions. I'm one guy, just my opinions. The gameplay in the background you see is deleted scenes actually from the last montage. It's some quad kills and maybe some aces and stuff that I deemed not good enough to actually include in the montage itself. Hopefully they will be enjoyable to watch and will entertain you whilst I'll talk. The topic for the next video, episode number 2, will be picked here on YouTube, so make sure you make your comment with the topic or topics you would want me to talk about in the next video. I will pick between the highest rated comments, basically with the most thumbs up, to pick the next topic or topics for the next video simply. Today's is Who's Rouge from Twitter, thank you very much, CSGO gambling, and I think this is an excellent topic to talk about, especially since I personally do quite a lot of gambling. I have definitely gambled a lot less the last 6 months because I honestly have been on a losing streak. Personally, I've won about $8,000 to $10,000 in skins in total since I've started gambling. I have cashed out about $3,000 of them, and I probably lost about $3,000 of them and given away about $2,000 in skins to my viewers and similar. So I haven't really lost any money gambling. I mostly just lost money and skins that I have won, so I have actually been quite fortunate when it comes to my gambling. But I gotta say, of course, there's one thing that is inherently wrong with gambling, and that is, for me to win those skins, someone else needs to lose their skins. And honestly, that kinda sucks. But if it is a consenting adult of legal gambling age that understand that if I bet this knife, I might very well lose it, and I'm okay with that, I don't see a problem with it because I'm okay with that as well. Good example, my favorite knife, my nicest knife I've ever gotten in a case, Dark Moon, that you can see in these clips because these clips are old. I lost it about a week ago, gambling. I was out of skins, I thought like fuck it, I don't feel like trading the knife in, I rather just either try to gamble it and lose it, or gamble it and win, keep the knife and still get some nice skins to give away during my stream. So I did it twice, got some nice skins, gave them away. When those skins were gone, I bet the knife a third time and I lost the knife, so someone else got my knife. Obviously that fucking sucks. I felt horrible for a couple of minutes because I missed the knife, but also because it's worth quite a lot, about $380 I believe. And yes, it is real money. People that say CSGO skins are not worth real money are fucking morons that don't know how the internet works and how monetary systems work around the world. That is just a simple fact, that is not just my opinion, or maybe not a moron, but you don't know what you're talking about, so you shouldn't really be talking about it, because every single skin in CSGO that is worth something on the CSGO marketplace or the Steam marketplace can be sold for 70 to 90% of its market value, and you will get a real money on PayPal or in your bank account that you can buy real food for. You can, for God's sakes, if you sell enough skins, you can buy a freaking car for it, for God's sakes. So it's anyone that tells you that CSGO skins are not worth real money are bullshitting you. They don't know what they're talking about, or they're stupid. Either way. And like I said, not any big problem with gambling as long as it's two consenting adults gambling and they know the risks and they know that, yeah, maybe I shouldn't bet what I can't lose, because obviously if you're having a gambling problem, that is when you use your rent money, for example, to buy skins and then gamble them to try to win more skins. The only reason you should ever gamble is obviously to win, but you should never bet something that you cannot afford to lose. You should always think first, can I afford to lose this? What happens if I lose this? So, what happened when I lost my knife, for example? I got sad, it sucked. I could have sold it and gotten quite a lot of skins to give away, yes, but I purposely and consciously made that decision that I will bet it, I will take the risk, and I will accept it if I lose it, and I did. That is the difference between, for example, an adult mind and a kid's or a child's or a teenager's mind. That is also why CSGO gambling has an age limit of 18 years around the world, like most other sorts and kinds of gambling. Simply because a child and a teenager's brain do not grasp the concept of risk and reward the same way an adult brain can, and that also leads to a lot more kids and teenagers betting skins, maybe not big values, but maybe up to $100 if they got a knife or something nice in Christmas present or bought it for Christmas money or something like that. They're going to be extremely mortified and extremely angry because in their mind, they never quite understood that I might lose this thing forever if I make this bet. And this, I think, is what leads to most of these posts online, and quite a lot of the time I think it might be parents or people that don't understand gambling that's also complaining about this very thing. And of course, kids gambling in CSGO, kids gambling anything is bad, even on the playground. I remember when I was a kid, we would gamble little marbles and pogs. That's how old I am, by the way, pogs and marbles. I'm 28, for God's sakes. I can't believe that shit existed when I was a teenager and a kid. So ridiculous. But even that is bad, because kids, it can lead to a lot of problems, a lot of anger, a lot of resentment to other people, because, like I said, kids' brains do not understand the concept of risk and reward in the same manner. Teenagers and kids watching this, you might think you do, but there is a reason why the legal age is like it is, and that is to protect the kids. Otherwise, of course, kids would be able to gamble. And obviously, it's a huge issue if a kid can get a hold of your credit card if you're a parent to this kid, and the kid can use your credit card to buy a bunch of skins and lose them all. That is horrible. But you know whose problem and fault that is? It's you, the parent's fault. Your kid should never have access to your fucking credit card. Do you imagine what kind of worse things your kids could do with that money? What they could buy? For God's sakes, you're just a bad parent if you're doing that. You need to keep a fucking eye on your kids sometimes. Or at least make sure your kids can't get a hold of your credit card or your money too easily. My mom and dad fucking hid candy from me as a kid even. Simply because I couldn't be trusted with not eating all of it at once and getting a tummy ache. That it's very fucking simple, this stuff, and I don't understand why some parents seem completely oblivious to understanding these quite simple ways of thinking, in my opinion at least. But yeah, I could probably go on talking about gambling for at least 20 more minutes, but we're not going to, because I feel like I always end up being very angry in the end of my kind of talk slash rant. But hopefully you guys will think I have some good points and agree with me on some points, but obviously some of you will not agree with all I say, or maybe not anything, and that's okay as well, as long as you're slightly entertained. So let's go to the next topic. The topic is Infinite Warfare and COD 4 Remastered by Winnie P, I guess, or something, from Twitter. Thank you so much for that comment. This is gonna be a very short talk. I don't have much to say here, honestly. My personal opinion is that I'm quite sick of the futuristic games COD have been shoving down our throat lately. I wouldn't mind seeing a more back to basics, back to the original Call of Duty game, and I think most people were hoping for that. So hearing that you would be able to get COD 4 Remastered, which is, in public opinion, the best Call of Duty ever, was something that made a lot of people happy. But something that made a lot of people even more angry than it made them happy is that they would have to pay $79 to get Infinite Warfare to be able to get COD 4 Remastered, and that is why people are so angry about this deal in the beginning, or overall, I believe, personally at least. Obviously, give me your 5 cents or 2 cents in the comments if you don't agree, because I think there might be quite a lot of people out there that wouldn't mind having a kind of Halo-ish Call of Duty. It might kick ass, it might be really fun, but me personally, and as it looks like on YouTube at least, and on a lot of forums and websites, it looks like the majority of the community would want a good old-fashioned shooter again with very little bullshit and just pure good gameplay, pure good maps, nice interesting kill streak, and that kind of stuff. And that is COD 4 Remastered, since that is pretty much exactly what COD 4 was. But they don't want to pay $79 for it, because that is just fucking bullshit, in my opinion at least. Anyways, that is going to be it for me. I hope you enjoyed the first episode of a Real Talk. Give me that like, share, favorite, fucking tell your grandparents and that stuff. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.